Hello, my name is Colin Doyle, and I am a senior consulting engineer at Juniper Networks. Welcome to the 6th video in my updated Apstra and EVE-NG series, and I am just noticing that I did not put together my script notes. All right, I'm going to do that right now. Enjoy some B-roll of my son interrupting me. Be right back. Yeah?
What? You can see my hair.
There you are. What? How was school today, buddy?
So good.
Yeah, you have a good time?
And I get to practice on my iPad tomorrow.
Was your coat there?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. I love you.
Will you be able to say hi in just a few minutes?
I've got to record this video, but then I'll come on up.
Yeah, I will be in the leg room, I think.
All right.
In the TV room. Check both.
You're in the house. I'll find you.
In one of those rooms.
Sounds good.
Or I might be just leaving one of them.
If you're in the house, I'll find you. I've got confidence in that. All right, I'm back. And I hope you enjoyed. Oh, and it's funny, there wasn't a ton to write in my notes, but there was a bit. As I was saying, we're going to spend our time not in Apstra today. We're doing prep for our hosts. Rather than make you sit through booting them up, I have turned them on already. The bridge nodes, which we are using because setting up LACP in Linux is torture. And the uMate hosts, which of course you can just use whatever you want or need. I use uMate because I do like to test connectivity to the internet using a web browser, which I know I could use Dig or something, but it's a little bit more impactful if I'm like, hey, look, an internet website, isn't that fun? So let's first make sure I'm not muted like I was in the last video for a period of time. And I'm not. Great. There is a lot of typing in this video. I'm going to set things up one at a time, and then I am going to copy and paste. So I'll do the set commands, and then I'll copy and paste into my secure CRT. This is yet another good time to remind you that the companion documentation, what I just dragged onto the screen, is available at the Juniper Elevate community in the thread that is associated with this video. Link below in the description. Go download it so you can save yourself a bunch of typing. Let's get started. I booted these after wiping them. Hopefully they're working the way they should be working. Root, that looks good. Great. CLI, configure. We're going to put these SRXs into packet mode so that we don't have to deal with stateful inspection and the policies that go along with it. It's the only way I can fit all of the configuration onto a single slide. We'll start by setting the root authentication password because we need to do that in order to actually commit. It's just capital J Juniper, as it is with everything else. We'll also set the system host name. This is not required, but it can be helpful if you are bouncing back and forth between windows. Bridge. And we're going to delete the entire security stanza because there's a lot in there. And then we're going to set security, forwarding, options, family, MPLS, mode, packet-based. I'll run the same command for IPv6, even though we're not using it. Family, iNet6, of course. Mode, packet-based. Top, set. Oh, I'm already there. Right, of course. Interfaces, GE000, description, A-BMS-1. Set interfaces, GE-000.0 family, Ethernet switching, interface mode, access, and set interfaces GE001, description, AE1, gig ether options, 802.3 AD, AE1. Now we'll copy that, copy interfaces GE001 to GE002, set interfaces AE1, aggregated ether options, LACP into active mode, set interfaces AE1.0, family, Ethernet switching, interface mode, access. commit and quit. It's going to say we need to restart to switch the flow mode, which we will do. Request system reboot at now. Yes. Great. One down, one to go. Close that. Open this one up. Switch the slide in the other screen. And copy everything. This is why downloading the documentation will be so handy for you. Oh, wait. Ha! It's not going to work. Hang on. I can't paste that. You know why? Because the first parts of the configuration are the password, which I have as plain text. I have not encrypted. I'm not copying an encrypted password. So let's do that first. Set system root authentication plain text password. Juniper, and then I'll copy and paste everything that comes in below that, which starts at set system host name. That should work without complaint. Oh, but it didn't. See, what did I do? Set system. Oops. Did I miss a space in here? What happened? Interesting. Huh. Host name. Interesting. Oh, ha! That should be a dash. That's interesting. Okay, I need to update that. Figure set system host name. Ha ha. A-BMS-2_bridge. Well, I'm certainly going to have to go fix my documentation for that. So 1 second, please. Ah, all right. That's very funny. Okay, commit and quit. And there's like 3 different places I had to go to update that. I would apologize for taking a while, but I paused, so you didn't have to experience that firsthand. All right, we've got BMS2 bridge now set up. Oh, wait, what did I forget to do? Distracted by all of this work. Probably should request system reboot at now. There we go. Yes, go ahead. Moving on to BMS1 bridge in DCB. Great. Let me move this down and copy everything except the root authentication password bit. City root, CLI, configure, set system root plain text password, Juniper with a capital J, and then paste all this in, and let's see if we get it right now. Looking good. Okay, cool. Great. Request system reboot at now. Yes. Moving away and open that. Pull it over. Move to the next slide. Copy. All right. Root, CLI, configure, set system root plain Juniper with a capital J and paste. Okay. Then we'll move on to the testing hosts, which is really straightforward. It's just a matter of giving them an IP address on the correct subnet that matches what we already have in the lab. And then optionally, you can configure DNS if you want to. Obviously, this just has to do with whether or not you're going to be testing out to the public internet. System reboot at now. Yes. When all that's done, we'll jump back to these bridge nodes. We'll make sure that LACP is up. I'll show you what those commands look like. Close you. I have a note in my documentation. See this? I'm using VNC Viewer. It was not working for me, and I had to change the default settings in VNC Viewer itself. Because when you click on these hosts in Eve, it will just spawn VNC Viewer. And I had to change the default picture quality to medium and the scaling to scale to fit window. And then the errors went away. And I'm glad they did, because it was a very strange error. And I got really lucky guessing at what potentially was causing the problem. Your mileage may vary depending on the type of virtual machine you're using for your testing host. Obviously, if it's CLI based, you're not even going to have to deal with this. The default password for uMate, it's test123 with a capital T. I note that in the documentation here. We'll click up here. We'll go to edit connections, wired connection, just double click that. Go to IPv4 settings, changes the manual, add. This is BMS1, so it's 192.168.101.11/24. Oh, wait, nope, sorry, got ahead of myself there. Network mask is 24, gateway is 192.168.101.1, and I'm going to add a DNS server, public DNS server. And we have a default route by virtue of the gateway, so all we need to do now is save. And if you want to spare yourself just one extra click, I like to take the mate terminal and just drop it on the desktop. But we are now done with this bit of configuration here. And the reason I'm not testing right away is I'm still waiting for all those SRXs to reboot. So we'll go through and we'll edit all of these first. And I'll get a couple of them coming up, because there's a little bit of lag that first time you log in. Edit connections. This is, if you ever lose track, it does tell you up here. So this is BMS2. So this will be in the 192.168.102.22, 24, 192.168.102.1, and we'll give you 8.8. Bit of information that absolutely does not matter until very late in our process. Over here, drag this to the desktop, close, move to BMS3, edit connections, wired v4, manual, add 192.168.101.33, 2.168.101.1. These IP addresses are obviously somewhat arbitrary. I have them 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, just because that's how my mind decided that it wanted to parse left to right. This is actually the least consequential custom configuration of this entire lab. You can make those IPs whatever you want. Just make sure that you put them in the right subnet for what they're connected to. Test 1, 2, 3. All right, back to you. Oh, hey, look, I still have that thing open. You don't need to be open anymore. You're from like a bunch of videos ago. Go away. All right, BMS1. We'll click here, edit connections, v4, and manual. You are 192.168.101.44. 168.101.1, 8.8.8.8, save, close, open this, system tools, mate out, shut, and the last one, edit connections, wired, VV4, manual, 168.103.55, 168.103.1, and 8.8.8.8. Save. Close. Terminal out. Good. Now we're going to jump back into our SRX configuration. And we're going to make sure our LACP is up. The way we do that, we log in, we use our Juniper password with capital J, CLI, and what am I doing? Get the configuration. We just do show LACP interfaces. We're looking for distributing. Oh, wait, did I do this right then? Hang on. That's not right. Those should be there. Configure, show, interfaces. What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? AE1, show. Oh my goodness gracious me. Ah! Nuke everything! Oh, I forgot to add the one configuration. Wait, is that right? No way. Show interfaces. Hang on. Hang on. What's going on? There is a show configuration chassis. Show config chassis. Yeah, how did that not get copied? All right. That's what's going on. But I was typing everything out. Okay, so I copied and pasted all of the configurations, and then I missed the configuration where you actually enable. All right, because so Junos supports a bunch of AE interfaces. Oh, this is silly, but you know we leave it in when it's broken so that everybody gets to learn something. When you can configure like hundreds of AE interfaces, but when you do a show interfaces, you don't want to see them all. So there's this configuration bit you need to include that actually spawns the AEs. Even if you're not using them, they show up. So I say 3 here. I'm only going to use 1, but you'll see 3 that kind of spawn. I typed everything in. I missed this bit of configuration, which means that even though I configured the AE interface, I did not. All right, I didn't spawn what the other side, the IF, I think we'd call it an IFL, that is required. So set chassis, aggregated devices, Ethernet device. Of course, the ones, all the other ones, I just did a copy paste, so I didn't miss it. Commit and quit. That's the problem right there, which is great because it means that there isn't a issue with us with the link, so I don't have to shut things down and run fix permissions commands and such. So LACP interfaces. Hey, look at that, it's working. Ta-da! Show interfaces terse. Yeah, there it is. Boom. Hello. All right, well, good. So that's working, and now we can go down here and open this up. Good, I thought I was gonna have to go edit a bunch of documentation, but I do not have to do that. I just need to make sure I put in all the commands that are required to configure a device properly. Funny thing that. All right, so I'm in data center A. I can ping the gateway, and let's see if I can ping this other host, and I totally can. Can I ping the, because it's on the same routing instance, I should be able to ping the device that's on the other subnet. Because we're testing bidirectional communication, I don't have to go through these one by one. I just need to go into one. I need to be able to ping everything else. We don't have our DCI up, so we're not going to be able to ping between data center fabrics, but I should be able to ping to this, and I can. So that means that even though we had some starts and stops, this video is now at an end. We have our 2 fabrics up. We have configured our first and only VRF. We have our 3 subnets split across 2 data centers. We have our hosts, our BMS bridges, because even with all of that pain, literally everything we just did, and the fact that I missed a configuration, we had to do some troubleshooting, and I was looking at Wirecat, I would do that 10 more times before I tried to configure LACP in Linux once. I hate bonded interfaces. Thank you for watching. In the next video, we will be, is that the DCI video? Hang on here. Oh, yes. So the next video is OTT DCI, over-the-top DCI. This is a fun one. We're going to configure our MXs in our lab. We're going to configure underlay connectivity. We're going to do loopback to loopback peering between the border leafs. And then we're going to be able to test connectivity between our hosts in different data centers. That is exciting. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks for watching. As always, take care.